Good day folks, I'm Joe from Ozcape Campers. Today we are going to show you how to set up the wing awning we've got on this Ozcape Optima. In the first step we take quickly the camper off the car. You will see how easy that is. And then when the camper's on the ground, we will set up the awning. In the first step I undo the quick tie downs. It's an over-center bracket, easily disconnected. I've done that before on the other side. So we've got one on each corner of the camper. And there are also two electrical connections on the other side. In the next step we will actually lower the electric jacks. They are remote controlled, and we have to activate the system first and then push the button, and the legs drop, and then eventually we'll lift the camper off the car. Takes roughly a minute, a little bit more than a minute, and then the vehicle is clear and we can drive it out. Legs touch ground now, and if the camper lifts further, it lifts off the car, and then we can drive the vehicle out. Now we lower the camper close to the ground, so to set up the camp, and then we will bring the wing awning out. The camper is now on the ground and ready that we can set up the wing awning. Two hints at the beginning. At the rear of the camper is that rain guard and the bracket to which the awning attaches when it's fully unfolded. The last arm that we bring around the corner needs to sit underneath the rain guard, and then it attaches to this bracket here in the top corner. So it's good if you do a little bit of a preparation before you bring the awning out. In this compartment here we store our tent poles. So you bring them out, and then I do the tent poles actually in the position where now I need them. So bring the foot plates out. There are 4 tent poles. And I put them in a position where I can easily grab them and run here. And then in the next step, just unzip the bag, and the Velcro strips here. And the awning comes out here. This is Marion, my wife. She will give me a hand here to set up this awning, and you will see it's really easy. So to start with, we take the bunch of arms here, and Marion hold it for a sec and I bring that first arm out this way. So it's folded underneath the canvas. That is important later on when you bring the awning back in, if you collapse it. So that first tent pole goes in. Oops. Bring it through the eyelet. And we can leave that here for a sec. It is a demonstration effect. Okay, this one was a little bit stubborn. So we go to the next pole. And well, before we put that on, Marion goes with these arms a little bit around the corner. And now there is a very important step. On that corner we have a hinge that needs to be unfolded and goes around the corner to the back of the camper. And as Marion goes around the corner, I take care that that bracket here unfolds and goes around the corner and sits underneath the rain guard. So that is the proper setup here. And now we can attach the next tent pole. We'll be able actually to put the second tent pole in. So with these bent spigots, they are fantastic. So they actually avoid if the wind catches that canvas and now it won't slide out to the back. So that is good for the moment here. And now while Marion goes a little bit further around the corner, we make sure that these arms actually end up underneath the rain guard I was talking about before. Next tent pole goes in. Adjusted height-wise here. And then again, spigot goes to the arm and through the canvas. So it's really easy if you do it in that order, and then before we attach the last arm to the corner bracket, we make sure that it slides underneath that rain guard. So then that little footstool here helps to bring that bracket from underneath. Feed it through the eyelet and close the bracket. So this arm here, that is the last step, actually goes into that bracket. You pull the pin through and you feed it through the eyelet and goes through the bracket, and then you close it here. So that's it. Well, you only need to adjust the height now here. These ones. And then a spreader bar goes into that first section. So that is easily done as well. Just clicks in. And on this side, brings it out. And you see that looks already pretty good. With adjustment, you can pack these tent poles down if you've got a good solid ground, as we do here. You just go with your packs into the ground. The last thing to do for the setup is now to attach this bent rafter here in that first large section. And feeds it through here. That goes into that bracket and just attaches to that pole, and you can set it up. So that avoids sagging of that larger first section here. If rain comes on, the rain can easily run. And yeah, that's it. It's easy as that. In very stormy conditions, you can attach guy ropes to these bent spigots and rope it down We've had that experience many times in very hefty storms. If it's properly roped down, the awning performs perfectly. And it's something, as I said, what I can talk about from my own experience at many shows and in camp situations. It's perfect. Otherwise, you don't need any guy ropes. You just pack your tent poles down if you've got a good solid ground, and that's about it. We are now going to pull the awning down. So as you would expect, that happens in exactly the reverse order. Just watch, it's really easy. So the first thing we are going to do is we take out the spreader bar here, or the rafter, and then the spreader bar. And then as a next step, we pull out the pin on the far end, and then we can swing the awning around. Okay. Hold it. Mm-hmm. Then tent pole comes out. And then the next one. And now it's critical, as Marion comes around the corner, that we bring that hinge, that corner hinge, in the right position. Just come around. It's important to put that corner hinge in a position. It's V-shaped, and the V needs to be open towards the back. That is important, and then the awning will fold nicely into that bag. Take the last of the tent poles out, and now the next step is important. The first arm here swings underneath the canvas, not on top of it. You go underneath, like this. Okay, and now move inwards. Make sure that that corner bracket in the right position. The bag comes out here. Now we can put everything here in a nice spot. So while Marion is holding that awning with these arms in the right position, I then can actually roll the canvas up nicely. And fix it with the Velcro strips. This one is hiding. And everything is neatly tucked away. That's it, folks. It's really as easy if you do the right steps in the right order. Not a problem at all. That is the way that corner hinge needs to be folded so the V is open towards the back of the camper. That makes sure the arms actually tuck away neatly and you can put the whole awning into that vinyl bag. So awning is back in his bag. So the last thing we got to do is just to get the tent poles packed up, put the camper back on the car, and we are ready to go.